Hello everyone, I am Mrityunjay Sharma on behalf of College Dunia. Welcome you all to this new episode of Thoughtful Leaders named as Thoughts on Education, an initiative by collegedunia.com. And every time we interview a leader, we just try to bring the students one step more closer towards their institute, towards their university, and towards the vision of their leaders. And today I have with me some special guests, Professor Kishore Sharma, Director at Takshila Business School. How are you, sir?
Yeah, Mrityunjay, I'm very good and good morning to you and to all the viewers and the students.
All fine, sir?
Yeah, great. Everything's happening great, in fact.
I will just start with your brief introduction, sir. Professor Kishore Sharma did his MBA MSc in Botany and was throughout first division during school, college, and university. He graduated from Shimla University. He is the state and national merit holder in school, college, and throughout topper. He worked with TRIFID, Ministry of Welfare, Government of India as regional manager, Rajasthan. He started educational ventures with the opening of Aptech Computer Education Center in Jaipur. In 2003, started Takshila Business School. Takshila Business School, under his leadership, now is ranked among top 10 business schools of India, a successful business leader with masters in management, and is also a member of CII, Northern Region Special Task Force Regional Committee on Corporate Social Responsibility. Thank you so much, sir, for joining. How has been your journey, sir, till now?
Yeah, it was, in fact, seeing lots of ups and downs in my life. But overall, the journey was excellent, great. Enjoyed the whole years of the time. Yeah, and it was perfectly all right.
I will just start with the question, sir.
Yeah, yeah, please.
Yeah, my first question will be, sir, holding the key position of director at Takshila Business School, what is your philosophy of leadership? How would you describe your leadership style, sir?
Uh, Number one, I don't consider myself to be a leader or kind of a thing. I'm just a facilitator. Right. What I do is I facilitate the academics between the students and the academic department professors. Right. I just try to facilitate what is happening in the industry and try to get that knowledge to the college. Right. Then finally, we make it, we curate the whole thing together. We sit together, we ask our academics, students committee, parents, right, corporates to sit together and design something which can be futuristic or which can be helpful to the students grow for the next 5, 10 years. So I won't say that's the leadership qualities, but we try to curate, different things, little bit innovative things, so that students they keep on getting the benefit for their whole life.
That's great from your side, sir. Then talking about you particularly, sir, how do you make sure that you are well connected to the education sector, sir?
My full-time job is to be in the education sector. I work for almost 16, 17 hours a day. See, the moment I talk about my official hours, I come to the college say by 9:30 and leave by 11:30 night. So day and night, I am with the education sector. I love talking to the students. I love talking to the corporates. I love talking to the faculties. I love talking to the stakeholders, to the people, to the economists, to the sociologist, to the psychologist, anyone who's into the field of research or academics. I love talking to them. And if I talk about what I have earned till date, is couple of friends who are expert into the different kind of skills. It may be psychological skills, it may be economics, it may be something else like that. So that's how we do it here.
And that's the main motivation behind this.
See, the motivation, if I talk about the moment I was a small kid, right? I always thought of doing something for the others, not only for you, not only for your family, right? Maybe to an extended family, to maybe to someone, more people in the society, people who are not that privileged, right? So that was a dream to me, and yeah, right now probably we are. If I talk about the livelihood, we are in a position to generate more than 200-300 jobs directly, and indirectly maybe much more. And the moment we talk about the students' career path, probably yes, I'm very happy that my students they are doing well across the industries, different industries, and their growth and the kind of happiness they have been passing through. That's really wonderful, and that makes me, think of doing continuously better things for the society, for them.
Yes, sir. So, what are some of the insights about your college that are welcoming
Yeah,
to the students of different economic backgrounds and different races, sir?
right. See, the moment we talk about in Takshila Business School, we have students from almost all states of India. Even the moment you see our videos on diversity, the moments we have a couple of videos on diversity, right? We have students from the extreme south, uh, from Kerala to the extreme north to Jammu and Kashmir, right? So diversity of students. Then not only Indian, then we have students from Nepal, from Burma. We have students from China. We have students, these taught the students from Russia. We have taught the students from US as well, some European countries as well. So the moment we talk about the diversity, we are very open to the different cultures, right? Very open to the different kind of students. Maybe someone is from medicine, other is from engineering, someone is from arts, someone is from uh, commerce, someone is having 2 years experience or 3 years experience in some industry, other in other industry. So the moment we talk about Takshila, we have an culture which is, full of different kind of experiences, different kind of backgrounds, and that's what our students, they grow faster because they understand what is happening in the southern region, they understand what is happening in Nepal, they understand what is happening in the northern region, they know what is happening in West. Kind of those, cultures what we have in college.
And the culture is such that the student coming from far off can adjust fastly in the college and just can become comfortable, sir.
One thing, we don't make students like very comfortable here. Let
Okay.
me put it very straightforward. We are not here to keep them comfortable. Rather, we are here to break their comfortable limits, comfortable level. We take them out of their comfortable level. So the moment you talk about the comforts, no, forget it. Actually, we don't have comforts. Yes, the moment you talk about the eating habits or eating things available, we have all kind of dishes available. Maybe someone likes masala dosa, or maybe idli, or maybe someone likes sambar, someone likes maybe sarson ka saag or whatsoever. So it's a mixed kind of, even in canteen and mess, we have different kind of foods available, so that student at least they should not feel it that they are missing a taste.
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
We're
But
talking
the moment you
about
talk about students comfort, no, we don't make them comfortable. They are not here to. We don't invite them to become comfortable.
and that's the answer the students will like the most, that they have to just do hard work and just leave all on the college.
Yeah. See the 2 years, the stay of a student with us, not even 2 years, less than 2 years. Rather, they get placed after 18, 19 months. They stay here for 18 months, 19 months, and 18, 19 months they pass through a grind, right? Sometimes they might cry, because we don't leave them even 5 minutes, which they can think of something which is not related to the industry, not related to the commerce, or not related to the academics, right? They don't have a time, right?
Sir.
So maybe the class time is from 9 morning till 11:30 night. Then the moment they go back to their hostels, they need to do some work for the next day as well. They need to work on the projects. They need to work on the assignments. So uh, probably they won't get more than 4 or 5 hours of sleep in 24 hours, right?
So my next question is regarding Takshila Business School now. So
Yeah, yeah.
what are the greatest strengths you see of Takshila Business School, and you will like to tell to all the students who will be watching this video?
See, that the moment I talk about an education institution or a business school, it has two parts. One is the student community. Second is the professors, the teachers, right? Now, if professors are very good and students are not good, let me put it very straightforward. They don't like to learn. It's very difficult to achieve your objectives. So in Takshila, what I seen for the last decades, couple of years now, we have both ways. We have students from the good academic background. We have professors from across the world who has taught even in Harvard Business School, who has taught in IMS as well, right? and who has experience from different industries as well. So the biggest strength is our professors and our students. You know, like uh, Arjuna was good student, very good student. Reason he was a good student because his teacher was good. Dronacharya was excellent, right? Dronacharya became a good, big hit or big guru because Arjuna was a good student,
Sure.
right? So it's vice versa. If you have good students and not good professors, your objectives are not met with. If you have good professors but not good students, objectives will never be met. Right? So the biggest strength in Takshila is we have both ways. We have very good students and we have very good professors as well.
So, what do you think are some of the challenges to your college or to particularly any college after pandemic or from long ago, and how Takshila Business School is planning to overcome these challenges, sir?
See, the biggest challenge, if I talk about, was online education. The biggest, it was online education. Not certain things. Maybe the moment you talk about the regular academics, right? What you can teach in person cannot be taught online, right? Because there's so many elements which are missing online, right? That emotion value, the face value, the body language, right? The direct touch with the student, the personal touch of the professor to a student, all these things are missing, right? And once these things are missing, your online education goes for a toss, right? What we train the students here in the class probably online, it's difficult even to impart 25 to 30% of the knowledge.
But what's the feedback from students? Means they want to continue with online or they want to just return to the college?
No, they don't want to continue online. Given any choice, they'll be here by today evening.
Oh, great. That's great. Then
they don't want, yes.
They will be just waiting for the UGC guidelines.
Yes, they're just waiting desperately. In fact, like every day we get, desperate calls, not from the students, from their parents as well. Because now these students for the last 8 months, right, they have been inside the four walls of their house. Correct.
Yes.
And 8 months at this age is a big thing. When the learning should be at the peak, it has taken a negative turn.
Yes.
Right. So even parents, they want to send their students, and I personally keep on getting calls from the parents that when you're opening up, but we don't have any answer to this. We don't have any answer to this.
We are also waiting for the next guideline.
Correct. The answer has to be with the government.
Yes, sir. So,
but yes, the students, they are waiting desperately to join the online class.
That's great, sir. So at last, sir, what suggestions you would like to give to the aspiring youth in these tough times, sir, and who are looking forward to join your college, sir?
One thing, sir, no time is good or bad. No time is tough or easy, right? Every day we have different kind of challenges, and we need to understand it that
the challenge is challenge or opportunity.
I won't say it's a tough time. No, see, a couple of people, they have earned so much. Ambanis, they became rich during pandemic. Just think of, right? Put a question to this, that how to survive the tough time. Is this where the tough time was? So it depends. It's our thinking process. It's our mental things that we think that this is a tough time. This is not a tough time, right? Even during pandemic, there's a couple of people who has earned so much of money. They become millionaires. So we need to take this out of your mind that this is a tough time or an easy time, right? We need to keep on working, whatever the time is, whether it's a good time or a bad time, right? If it is a good time, it will never remain good. If it's a bad time, it will never remain bad.
Sure, sir.
Correct. So this is very important that we should keep on working with the same motivation, with the same zeal, with the same energies we used to work before Corona.
Yes.
Right. Yes. No one knows. It will be there for the 1 year, 2 years, or for the lifelong.
Yes.
So why to the things which are not in our control, we cannot hold ourselves for them. We need to move ahead. Right. So to everyone, to every student, right? Don't sit back at your home. Plan your journey and start working on your journey.
Thank you so much, sir. It was great from your side. A lot of motivation in just 10 to 15 minutes, and it will surely help a lot of students will be joining your college or will be just were confused about this challenge or a new opportunity. So they will have a more clarity on this. Thank you so much for your availability, sir.
Right, Mrityunjay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Great talking to you.
Thank you
And
so
wish
much.
to keep on talking to you again.
Sure, sir. Be safe, be healthy, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you so
Dhanyavad,
much.
sir.